started up sooner rather than later. All right, so new format here. Again, we are going to have scheduled expected breaks and topics. So, oh, David Pearson passed away. The Royals or Padres would probably better money's on the Royals hitting. If I had to pick one, Royals would probably have a better shot at hitting. All right. So again, today we are looking to do 2 breaks. One is a basketball break, 3-box break, random divisions, 129 for a random division or 2 for 249. Noir, Crown Royale, and Optic Fast Break. And then we have a Triple Threads case break. All the details are at the bottom of your screen. There's 2 breaks being displayed on the ticker. One is an immaculate case break, and then right after it you'll see all the details for the Triple Threads break. And let's see here. So the Royals are now gone. So I'll get them off the ticker real quick. So Royals are gone. That means we just need 2 for Triple Threads. So let's start on our first topic of conversation. And it was not one that I was expecting when I started mapping this out. But apparently, comic book legend Stan Lee passed away today, sadly. Hey, 95 years old, lived a full life. And a creator, the top writer for Marvel for a number of years. He revolutionized the comic industry in the 1960s and beyond, and also publisher. He's responsible for the likes of Spider-Man, X-Men, Iron Man, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, Daredevil, Black Panther. So all these movies and TV shows on Netflix and whatnot that are on today pretty much came from, I won't say the mind of one man because he had a team of people behind him, but definitely the driving force behind all that. I mean, in the 60s, he was coming out with hit after hit like Motown, man. All the comics that he was doing, they were pretty much a success. He kind of was one who not only wanted to make the comic books, you know, cool looking with good writing, but he really developed the characters, and that's what I think has stood the test of time. You know, these weren't perfect people. They had flaws. There were relatable struggles, whether it was to the time period or whether just in human nature in general. And he's going to be sadly missed. So, what are you guys thinking your favorite Stan Lee characters? Or maybe there's an issue out there that you guys, you know, will never forget growing up. So, do we got any conversation about Stan Lee? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was even in all his movies. You know, you look at the last 15 years, they may have been the busiest of his life. You know, I mean, Marvel hit a down point in the 90s, and bankrupt. I mean, he was pretty much signing anywhere he could for $5. He sold off the company. There was lawsuits going on, all kinds of a mess. And to think, like 10 years later, you know, it started with the X-Men movies, and it has been a juggernaut. No pun intended. Yeah, there was one. There always is one. So, yeah, I would say that is right. He did more after the age of 80 than most people will do all their lives, and he's also starred in more movies than a lot of people have at the age of 80 than most people will all their lives. So sad to hear about his passing today, and it was kind of a last-minute throw in there but I definitely wanted to put something of note. So let me see. I can't get Periscope up right now. But like I said, this is the first night we're doing this, and we're going to roll with it. So Periscope is not talking like usual. So again, Stan Lee, rest in peace. And if we got anybody who wants to say anything about that, you know, we can always go back to it during the course of the evening. Again, we're only 2 teams away from this Triple Threads break being scheduled and 2 spots away from this basketball break being scheduled. So hopefully in the course of being able to go over this stuff, we'll be able to have some fun and fill them up here. I don't know why the ticker stopped there. All right, so Deadpool, yes. I mean, those 2 movies, you know, they are at the heart of Stan Lee. He was one that didn't always want to fall in line with the comics authority or the comic code or whatever you want to call it. And Deadpool was definitely something that has evolved. And I love the fact that Ryan Reynolds was the casting choice for that, because he's always been on point with the sarcasm. It's definitely not waiting humor though. Black Cat from Spider-Man, okay. Captain America, an icon. Yeah. The Hulk was definitely one, and he created She-Hulk as well, which isn't maybe the most notable, but you know, it's just another thing where socially it was interesting, you know, during, you know, a time where there was a lot of women's movement. You know, he was the one that was like, all right, we're gonna fit a character that's gonna have this little spin on it. So Stan Lee, again, one that was always in touch at the pulse of what, you know, his readers and even just the general public, and that's why all his things are so iconic. I gotta get my Facebook going again. I know there's lag, so there's going to be some little pauses everywhere. But again, the interactivity in this is kind of a big deal. So we want to be able to talk it up a little bit while we're waiting for 2 more spots to fill in this Triple Threads break. Again, we got some teams scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. If I had to pick a top 3 for what's left, I would probably say Cardinals. I kind of like the White Sox just because I like Frank Thomas stuff that pops up in Triple Threads. And Indians are usually good for some good hits too. So you got, you know, Mejia, who obviously went to the Padres, but he's a guy to, you know, definitely keep an eye out on as far as the next few years. And he's going to be a big PC guy for Padres fans. The many Padres fans out there. All right, the few Padres fans out there, but still. And Lindor and the lot. So the Jose Ramirez is in there. So anything else on Stan Lee before we move on to the next segment here? And eventually I'll have this up to date. So moving on, let's talk a little Monday Night Football. You got the Giants, you got the 49ers. This is about as terrible on paper as a Thursday night game is supposed to be. Giants came in with a 1-7 record, and the 49ers at 2-7. Now, both have had their issues, and both have had some bright spots. So we talk a lot about the Giants here. It has nothing to do with me being a Giants fan either, because, I mean, who really wants to admit that at this time? But more so, they're newsworthy. They're a team with, you know, some Super Bowls within the last few years. Maybe not the last couple years, but you go back a little while, and they beat the Patriots twice during the Tom Brady era. No other team can say that. Twice. All right. Where the Eagles fans get all bent out of shape, like they probably did after last night's loss. The 49ers, both of those wins at home. So I think the underdog is technically the 49ers, but totally disagree with that. I think the 49ers are the ones who are going to walk away with the victory when all is said and done. Now, they were up 3-0 last I looked, pulling it up right now. Giants just hit a field goal to tie at 10. Okay, cool. I wanted to see if we get some numbers, because it's interesting that you have a guy like Garoppolo come in with so much fanfare. He gets injured. Beathard finds himself the guy again for a little while, and then Mullins got the start and played a phenomenal game. And on top of that, he gets to start again. He gets rewarded. So, you know, you can say that injuries, I think they had another guy just go on injured reserve this week. Injuries have been a factor kind of for both teams. Evan Engram hasn't really been doing much for the Giants this year. I really expected a lot out of him, but he did miss 3 games due to injury, and it's just been a slow start back for him. But second half of the season could be a different story. You know, the expectations for tight ends are a little bit lower, so if he can pull things together. But the guy who is really at the front of the news for Giants is Eli Manning. Yeah, Beathard had a minor injury, I think, and he would have gotten the start if it was a Sunday. So I think Mullins is thanking the stars for that Thursday night opportunity, and you know, he's going to make the most of it. I think if he wins this game, that'll probably ensure him another game or two. You know, I mean, if he doesn't do well, I could see him just getting kind of tossed to the side and maybe never sees the light of day again. But he has a good game. Granted, the challenge is not really that big of a deal. But I think maybe he gets 4 or 5 starts out of this opportunity, and then it's sink or swim. Eli Manning is just not cutting it. And you can blame the offensive line all that you want. It is terrible. But Eli Manning has no pocket presence whatsoever. What little he had throughout his career has worn away with age. You know, and I was hoping to see Kyle Lauletta get some playing time, but after his arrest and you know, I mean, locker room issues have plagued this team since their last Super Bowl win. Too many problems, too many head cases. I mean, you know, it's not like they're the Cowboys and too many guys in jail, but Lauletta came close to an extended stay in a fine New Jersey hotel. So I don't know if the Giants are going to want to put Lauletta in anytime soon because of the off-the-field stuff. And yeah, I agree, a flex contract would be nice, because then, you know, we don't have to see it. The problem with that is logistics. You know, it's one thing to change the time of a game. You know, what's really the difference between 4 and 8? Yeah, the difference between 1 and 8 stinks. All right, but not much of a difference, and depending on the time zone, right? Well, it doesn't matter the time zone because it's always 8. But who wants to, you know, set up their plan to go to a game, especially like if they're flying out or something like that, and then get screwed over? I don't think the NFL would ever do it. My opinion. But it would keep us from having to suffer through stuff like this. I mean, it's bad when midway through the season you got teams that are not playing for playoff implications. They're playing for draft implications. Chiefs-Rams is going to be a stud game. Lauletta got arrested for almost hitting a cop with his car and evading the scene of I guess he was supposed to get a ticket for passing in the shoulder and might have been reckless driving or something like that. And he just tried to book it. You know, it's funny. You know, you don't see Giants quarterbacks running on the field, but they'll run from the law. And I don't even remember who the third string guy is anymore after they got rid of Davis Webb. So, you know, this was like a week and a half ago too. Lauletta could have been already in there. So that could be a huge bonehead mistake. And now, you know, the Jets are now in the same situation with the Darnold injury where they could have tried to play Davis Webb after they knew everything was gone against the Bills. I mean, they really didn't have a shot at any point during that game. I would have put in Davis Webb in the second half, but I guess they're not too swift either. So really, it's all about the draft here. Tanny, yes. I mean, if the Giants end up losing, Threads is 2 teams away. So we're doing some sports talk in order to get these 2 teams filled. So Raiders are 1 and 8. If the Giants lose, then they'll be at the bottom of the pack with them. 49ers are 2 and 7. Now, for them, it's almost like a must-lose situation. The Cardinals in their division are 2 and 7. You have 7 other teams in the NFL with 3 wins. So if you look at it, the divisions are pretty balanced across football. It's not like, remember the NFC West? Yeah, you got 2 really bad teams, but you got 1 really good one. You know, a few years back, you had a 7 and 8 Seahawks team make the playoffs. All right, the divisions are balanced. You got a dominant team, an average team, a mediocre team, and then one of those 3 in every division. You got 9 and 1 or 8 and 1, 7 and 1, whatever. 6 and 3s. All right, then some 5 and 4s or 4 and 5s. And then you got a team like the Raiders, the Cardinals, you know, or one of these other 3 and 6, 3 and 5 teams. And it's painful to watch. And some of these matchups, some of these teams that are busting are not 100% expected. You know, the 49ers are a high-profile team. The Giants are a high-profile team. It's not like it's the Jets where you expect them to lose. It's not like, you know, the Browns are obviously doing better than these 2 teams. And their future doesn't look too bad. So, I mean, there's really not much that we can get good out of this situation, especially with the Giants. Looks like Beckham scored a touchdown. The Royals are taken, right? Which one got taken? Yeah, the Royals got grabbed. The other cheapie that's still available is the Padres. So I'm going to pull up the triple threads list on my phone here so I can see it. So again, we need 2 teams. And this is what we got. The White Sox are 55. The Reds are 65. The Indians are 80. The Rockies are 50. The Dodgers are 95. The Marlins are 40. The Mets are 115. The Padres are 35. The Cardinals are 95. The Rangers are 50. Top 3 teams available, my opinion. I like the Cardinals. I like the White Sox. I like the Indians. And obviously the Dodgers ain't bad either. With Clayton Kershaw not really in the Cy Young picture, doesn't I think make them as appealing as they normally are, but still not a bad choice. And triple threads again. Every full case, so we got an inner case going, 9 boxes, but every full case guarantees a 1-of-1 autograph relic and a triple autograph relic. Alright? So something good should come out of this inner case at the very least. Something, either a triple auto or a white whale. And then again, we have the basketball break, which needs just 2 teams. Okay? Last thing I really want to talk about the Giants here is Saquon Barkley. It can be argued that he is the best and worst thing to happen to the Giants this year. And that might sound a little backwards, but let's face it. If the Giants had drafted a quarterback, they would be getting ready for the future right now. And running backs have a much shorter lifespan. So if you're rebuilding a team, that running back may not survive the rebuild. It may take 2, 3, 4 years before you finally get it right. I think the Browns are starting to. If Saquon Barkley is that once in a generation, Superman running back, he'll last for 7 years maybe. So we'll get a little bit of his prime. And by 10 years at the most, he should be out of the NFL. But he's also really like their best, I want to say their best receiver too. I don't think any running back in the modern era, in the Super Bowl era, has had more receptions and maybe yards or combination of both than Saquon Barkley in his first half of the season of his rookie campaign. All right, he could be a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard back all rolled into one. But the question is he the right piece at the right time? Because he ain't winning them any games this year. Yeah, this is going to be our fun one. All right. We got any more conversation on New York versus San Francisco? And I thank you guys for getting some comments in there, some interaction, and still helping feed the breaks through. So again, we're hoping that by doing this format, we're going to have people watching us for the sports news and for the breaks. But we're going to have a clear itinerary when we do this. So again, just 2 more teams needed in order to run triple threads. We're almost there. Alright, next topic of conversation. Rookie of the Year. Not that guy. I don't think he ever actually played a game. All right, Rockies are gone. So, Rockies are gone. We need one. We need one more to make it official. We got one more team out of there. Trying to look at what you got here. So, Gail, the Padres would cost you about an extra $14 if you wanted to grab them with the 10% discount. It'd be another 14 because you'd get 21 off with the total for the 3 teams being 210. Just saying, if you really want to see it go. And we've hit some good Padres in the past in the high-end stuff. Look at our tribute breaks earlier in the year, that Dave Winfield out of 10 shadow box. You never know. So, or you could get the Marlins for a little bit more. It'd be like 19 for the Marlins. And you have a Rookie of the Year vote getter in that list there. So, this kid over, I'm getting used to this. This kid over here did not win Rookie of the Year. But there were 2 winners announced tonight. The official Baseball Writers of America. Alright, we're going to break down, we're going to get nerdy, and we're going to break down some of the stats on these guys. And talk a little bit about them. I was surprised. There was one guy who didn't even get a point in this race. If you feel gypped, raise your hand. Oh, that's Ozzy Albies there. Look at that. Yeah, well, we can start up soon. So, $69 would be the total with those 2 teams. So again, triple threads, it's official. We have enough teams to run it. And I'm just going to take the Marlins off the list. Yeah, well, and there's a couple other things that we'll discuss that I think did it too. So, Albies, a 2013 free agent. This blows my mind. Out of the top 3 in each league, so out of 6 top candidates, only 1 was drafted. Only 1. And I think he kind of got, I don't want to say sympathy votes, but I think that the baseball writers wanted at least 1 pitcher to choose from, if that gives away who it is. But Albies, decent season. He scored 105 runs. I think that's a little underrated. All right, 40 doubles and 24 home runs. He had a respectable strikeout rate, especially in, you know, this day and age. And his slash line was 261 average, 452 slugging, 757 OPS. What really killed him? His low on base percentage. And if you look at the numbers from the 50-60 games he played last year, there's a bit of a regression there. You know, he batted, I think, 281 his rookie campaign. He had a few home runs. He had just as many triples last year as he did this year. So that probably touched his OPS down a little bit. All right, so yeah, if he didn't fade after the All-Star break, he probably would have been in the mix. Not 1 point, though. Jeff McNeil, Yoshihisa Hirano, and Harrison Bader at least all got a third-place vote over Albies. Jack Flaherty got 2 third-place votes, and Brian Anderson of the Marlins, who's got some legit potential, had 4. So pretty much a runaway between the top 2 in this one. Finishing 3rd in the balloting, he did get 1 first-place vote and 1 second-place vote. And it's Bueller. Machado would be in the Orioles, and they just got grabbed a few minutes ago. But you do have 2 third-place vote getters in the Cardinals. I like them. So Walker Bueller. You look at the numbers. He was a Vanderbilt graduate, first-round pick, 24th overall in 2015. 23 starts, 8-5 records, struck out 151 in 137 innings. Only 37 walks. So that's the key right there for a young pitcher. His whip was under 1. His ERA was 2.62. He did miss a little bit of time, I believe, for injury. I know he had at least 1 start in A-ball, and that usually means rehab assignment. And only a few games at AAA this year. So definitely deserving of the third-place votes that he got. I thought this race would be a little bit closer. Juan Soto only got 2 first-place votes, but he got 26 second-place votes in a third. All right, 89 points in total. 19 years old, and of all the under-20s in baseball history, he's got a ton of records all to his own right now. He was promoted between April and May 20th. 3 times he jumped from A to AA to AAA. High A-ball, but still A-ball. All right. He went from the number 56 prospect last year on the MLB list to 29 this year, and I think was a real surprise that he came up so quickly. But I mean, he was obliterating the minor leagues like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. style, but with good defense, or better defense at the very least. 116 games played, 25 doubles, 22 home runs, 79 walks. He batted .292, 406 on base percentage. I feel like that's with all these stats that are out there, that kind of gets forgotten because it doesn't matter if you walk or if you strike out anymore. But that's a big deal. 517 on slugging, and then the OPS 923. And I don't think it was a surprise, but I did think it might have been a little bit more of a nail biter. Ronald Acuna Jr. About the same amount of games, 111 games, 433 at bats, 26 home runs. All right. Now you got to remember what really makes this amazing. I mean, so much of this was after the All-Star break. As Ozzie Albies' stock dropped, Acuna went through the roof. He played 23 games in the minors before his promotion. In 90 at-bats, I think he had 1 home run. He batted .211, slugged .267 with an OPS of .564 in AAA. And then they're like, okay, you can come up now. But then he batted .293, a .552 slug, and a .918 OPS. .366 on base percentage, respectable too. He walks some. He walks enough in this game. And I think, the strikeouts, 121 and 433 at-bats I think he had. So, still probably projects better than Aaron Judge. But, again, signed in 2014 as a free agent. So you had Soto, a 15 free agent. These kids were signed at like 16 years old, and those are your two, your two finalists. Acuna takes the gold. The irony is our top 3 hits from these 6 players ever. We did hit a gold, but it was of Soto. It'd been nice for him to win. So I'm trying to see if we're getting any more comments here. Again, Triple Threads has enough to run. So what I'm thinking is, why don't we save the AL for after we do some roll call here? How's that sound? So Bob Huffnall, are you in here? Michael Carpy, Cole Hearn, Gail Anderson, Leighton Bohack, Mike Jensen. And we'll stop the list there. Again, we're ready to get started. Hey, it's before 10 o'clock too. You want to get one spot in the Immaculate Random? Sure. Doesn't matter which one, or just put you down for a random one. Ow. Maybe later. So I'll just, how about number 15? 15 sound good? Right in the middle. Okay, numero 15. So again, we are in roll call now for Triple Threads. And when we're in a break, I'm going to try to remember to do this. So we're going to put what we're doing. Oh, we'll try. We'll do wishful thinking for him getting the Astros. But Triple Threads, we are in roll call right now. Yeah, this was supposed to be a September release initially, and it took a while to come out. But it's here, and it's awesome. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Again, we are going to be ripping it in just a few moments. So I see Mike's here. Let's message out this link to a few of the guys. And I'm also going to put in the post that we are live. And let's see who else we got. So again, this is kind of how we're going to try to set things up. We're going to get the sports talk in, try to get these breaks going. We're going to maybe move through the breaks a little bit quicker as we're doing them. And hopefully everybody can get their mix of what they enjoy out of the breaks here. So Matthew's Leighton around. Got a message. All right. So Daniel Logan, Jesse Anderson, Darren Giberson, and Toby Swindle. Dodgers in triple thread. Good choice. So Dodgers are now gone. Yes, we're doing roll call right now. Hey, Daniel. So one of the new things is we're gonna, when we're doing a break, we're going to kind of put that up on the screen to show where we're standing. So that way, for those who don't have volume on, it's kind of a giveaway that we're doing that. Let's see. So Jesse Anderson, Darren, and Toby. Alright, I have a few posts up, so I'm going to make sure nobody commented on any of the posts, any of these teams. Would not appear so. So again, what we're breaking right now, so we got a couple boxes of Stars and Stripes. That way we dole out a few extra hits. I wanted this to be like a 50-hit break. Alright, we got our Topps Update box. Alright, this will be the one to carry us from the beginning, so that maybe we fill up a few more teams. And then I got 3 balls in my hand. One away from a walk. 3 Series 10 baseballs from TriStar. We do have all 3 of these things available for sale individually as well, if anybody's interested. And the inner case of triple threads. This is the core of what we're looking at tonight, and hopefully we're going to get some big pulls out of this as well. Again, teams that are left are scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now, and while we give a minute for everybody who just got the links, White Sox are 55, Reds are 65, Indians are 80, Rockies are 50. Dodgers are 95, Mets are 115, Padres are 35, Cardinals are 95, and the Rangers are 50. So if anybody is looking to either jump in or add to what they already got and maybe get a combo discount, just let me know. And real quick, you know what? We'll save the AL Rookie of the Year talk for after the break. That way, maybe we got a shot at getting the basketball to go. So, get a feel for how the flow of this is going to go. So again, we do have one other break that we're hoping to try to get for tonight. We'll see how things go with triple threads now that that one's official. And that is the 3-box basketball break. Alright, I got 2 of the boxes in the photo there. Originally it was just 2, and we threw in a box of Optic Fast Break on top of it to make sure that everybody would definitely get cards for all the divisions. Because there's 12 cards in the box at Crown Royale, so you know how these things go. And it's possible that not every division could have gotten something. So I added to it. And 129 for a random division for the 3-box break. Again, Noir by itself has 7 hits. Add another auto in Optic Fast Break and an auto and a memorabilia card in Crown Royale. 10 hits in total, split up amongst the 6 divisions. 129 for 1 spot, 2 for 249. Alright, so I think now we got enough time for everybody to jump in here. And again, let's not forget tomorrow we have scheduled this Donruss signatures. So we'll go over those teams real quick, and then that should definitely have enough time for everybody who was sent the link to jump in here. So for tomorrow, again, 9 o'clock start time, we have our topics of conversation picked out. And again, instead of me just being out here calling out teams, and it's not fun for me. I want to be able to come out here and give you something to watch. So, and that's one of the two aspects that we like to do here. We like the big pulls, and you know, we like the community, the conversation. Speaking of community, we're still selling the Marc-Down t-shirts. All right, $25 a piece. Every dollar is going to go to Mike DeFreitas. He's a member in a bunch of groups. He lost his home in the California fires, and you know, when somebody's hurting, want to just lift them up. So if anybody had called for one of those in the post the other day, just get that to me, because I want to get something sent over to him ASAP. That way, especially in this transitional period before, you know, they're able to get any relief or anything like that, or any major relief, that helps out. So Donruss Signature Series, 8 boxes from 2016. Then you got 2 boxes of 17 Vertex, 2 boxes of 18 Donruss, and a Leaf autograph football jersey. Ravens are 28, Broncos are 55, so are the Lions, the Chargers, and the Seahawks. The Dolphins are 40, the Eagles are 85, the Rams are 80. Buccaneers 28, Redskins and Falcons 25 apiece, Panthers are 40, Browns are 28. The Texans are 60, the Colts are 50, the Jaguars are 40, Raiders and Titans are 45 apiece. So let's get on with the show. It is time for Triple Threads. Once we show the first hit, that is it. Until then, you still have time to jump in on this one.
You can jump on it.
Jump on it. Jump on it. Did I take the Dodgers off of there? Off the ticker? Let me see. Just want to double check. I did not. So the Dodgers are gone, so we're going to delete them. Like Matt Hardy riding a pace car. And,
So what are we talking about tonight?
what do you mean tonight?
What is the topic?
Well, we talked about Stan Lee. We talked about Monday Night Football, and I'm sure that topic will come up again. I don't know what's the score out there. You still watching?
I think it's 10-13.
Who scored?
Both teams did, obviously.
No, I meant it was 10-10 a while ago. Who's winning? Probably the 49ers. Okay. Who scored? All right, so here we go. Topps Triple Threads. We're going to start things off with this update box. Again, we've seen update. It's not a new set, so we're not going to really go into too much attention on this, and we're going to just kind of point out the main
Attributes?
well, the main players as they come up. And again, team scrolling at the bottom of your screen. I like those Cardinals, and we hit some nice stuff in them in the past. I think what did we hit? That booklet in tribute, right? Rookie booklet. Oh, I don't think Chad's on right now. And you have a relatively deep checklist to go from in there. And yes, I do have a silver pack to boot. So, anybody has anything they want to talk about right now, please feel free to add Again, it's not just the topics that we pick out that we have to talk about. It just kind of gives us something to talk about while we're looking to fill these spots. And, definitely looking for some feedback as to what you think of this format where we're kind of saying, all right, this is what we're planning to break tonight. Let's get it done. And in the meantime, for those of you who like to, I guess, watch our banter, I don't know, so many of you tell me you like it, so tell me what you really think. Yeah. But triple threads is what we are breaking now, and we got a hit already. So hit's gonna come out in this stack. So if you're looking to jump in a last minute for a team, time is going to be short on this one. A full 9-box inner case of triple threads, 2 boxes of Stars and Stripes, this Topps Update Hobby Box, and 3 TriStar baseballs. Our normal tiebreaker rules apply on that one. So if it is a current player, it'll go to the current team. Retired player generally goes to, yes, I saw the Dodgers request. Touchdown Mullins. Or did what's left of their running backs actually score one? Because, the Giants, it doesn't matter who it is, they give up a lot of rushing yards anyway. Remember when it was the secondary that was their main issue? Now it's, well, everything, but whatever. Do the kids have any Funko Pops? A few. We got like a Minion and some stuff. Mullins to Brieda, okay. We got a few in the house. Most of them are actually mine. I got 4 Metallica ones. And then for Jess, I got this double with Battle of the Bastards. And there's a Bob Ross Happy Trees floating around somewhere. So, we're not really too into them, but. So, Lorenzo Cain, Gonzalez Perez, Brian Dozier, the Sheriff of Nottingham. So, Cal Ripken Jr. with the insert there. Again, Sean Doolittle. We've seen a lot of these. So, we're not going to go too crazy. We're kind of going to zip through them. So not a lot of time left to jump in on a team. Might go a little bit slower, so to give you some time to make that last minute decision. So Brian Dozier, rainbow foil card. Bo Jackson. And, oh, I forgot. So the first hit is for one of the remaining teams. So the first hit in here is for one of the remaining teams. I always tell you that if it is. Even if it's something good, I tell you that. And you guys have seen that before. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the rookie that Toronto did bring up late in the season. And that's a good thing. Not only are they going to get another year out of Bichette and, what's that guy's name? Vladimir? Vlad Jr.?
Putin?
No. But let's face it, if they get called up next year, it's going to be good for the rookie class for collectors. So let's keep that baseball pumping. We are doing the triple threads break right now. Darren, I know you got one team in that. We haven't shown the first hit yet. So if you are interested in any more, just let me know.
Did you get the Dodgers request?
Yes, I did.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. So, Gleyber Torres, one of the things we haven't talked about is the AL Rookie of the Year. I don't think it's much of a spoiler. I think we all know Shohei Ohtani ended up winning that. And again, when we're kind of at a in-between point, we'll get into more detail on that. Willie Dames got Yu Darvish. The future is bright, including your National League Rookie of the Year, Ronald Acuna Jr. Aroldis Chapman is Asdrubal Cabrera. And Dylan Cousins for the Phillies. And part of a scary, scary future. Yes, you do, Toby. In triple threads, I'll pull it up. So, Darren, I know you had the Phillies. Toby, you had the Blue Jays at 40. So, Toby, you are in for the Blue Jays in this one. Again, remaining teams, we're getting close to that first hit. And that first hit is going to go to one of those remaining teams. White Sox are 55. Reds are 65. Indians are 80. Mets are 115. Padres are 35. Cardinals are 95. The Rangers are 50. And top three teams out of those remaining, in my opinion, I like the Cardinals, the White Sox, and the Indians.
I'm a dog.
Your dog. Where my dog's at?
How to get it over.
So, Chris Sale. Lindor. Lindor's one that we could see in triple threads. Flaherty. All right, we're moving a little faster. We're gonna get to that point soon. Ichiro, Juan Soto, again a runner-up, and hey man, I don't think that's gonna slow down his values. Future is looking good for Washington between him and a very underrated, at least underrated in the hobby, Victor Robles. Bryce who?
Bryce baby?
Yeah. It's going to be a bonus baby soon. Justin Verlander, who is back to being a top contender for Cy Young.
Went back. This is going to get knocked over.
It might not.
Well, if it does, that's the problem.
Franmil Reyes, a lot of potential in the Padres with their young players, many of which haven't quite made it to the majors yet. So maybe the Padres will be the cool thing to grab in the near future, especially when they get guys like Tatis. Rookie cards. Marcell Ozuna with the rainbow foil. And Will the Thrill Clark storybook ending. So that one is on the Cardinals. Not at all. I think the Nationals gave him that offer knowing he was going to turn it down. Just so they could save face with the fans. Hey, we just threw a ton of money at Bryce Harper, even after a kind of off year. And he said no. Who's the bad guy? Evan Longoria. Once Upon a Midnight Drury. There's Shohei Ohtani, your American League Rookie of the Year. Here come the Judge. And we're getting close to that last opportunity to buy in. I don't know. Does it affect the pick? I thought just like the tier player that they got classified as affected it. But maybe it does. Maybe just a qualifying offer, which we knew that wasn't going to happen. That would be dumber than, I don't know, them trying to pull a franchise tag. Acuna Jr. rookie debut card. Real Muto, who I think hit a bomb in that USA-Japan All-Star Series, which finally U.S. won the game. I think they're down 2-1. It's a best of 6, which allows for the opportunity for a tie, which I'm cool with that. Mr. 3000, and that is a rainbow foil for Albert Pujols. You got Miles Mikolas, and that first hit's coming out now. There's Shohei Ohtani. Give him a little 1 cent love. Ryder Jones, Eugenio Suarez. And there it is, the first hit. So we are going to cut the ticker for triple threads. And we're going to start pumping up tomorrow's break at the bottom of the screen now. So Reds, Eugenio Suarez. And then Aguilar and Verlander close that out. So Eugenio Suarez going to be the first hit in this break. And now we're really going to zip through these hobby box cards as quickly as possible, because we want to get to the good stuff, right? What do you want to do after the hobby box, guys? You want to open up a baseball, or do you want to just jump right into some of the triple threads boxes? You decide. We gonna open up one of those baseballs, or are we gonna jump right on into triple threads? Again, we try to be as interactive as possible in here, and you know, with the mix of things we do, we even want your input on what we're going to do next. So we got 1 vote for a baseball. Is this going to be a 1-0 vote here? Save the triple threads, baseball. So we got a few for baseballs. We are gonna do a little bit of triple threads though. We don't want to tease it a little bit, which means we'll probably be very likely to get a huge hit right in the beginning. Alright, next stack. And we'll go through these pretty quick, but we'll let you see all your inserts and stuff like that as well. So, don't blink. Whit Merrifield. Man, oh man. So, Jonathan Scope. Going to be interesting to see if he remains with the Brewers. Here come the Judge. Anthony Banda Brothers. Manny Machado and Francisco Mejia as a Padre there. Machado's going to be interesting. Tyson Ross. He did not endear himself to a lot of fan bases with his shenanigans and lack of hustle. And it's going to be interesting to see if that's going to cost him some money. That might cost him more money then Bryce Harper gets cost by not being an MVP caliber season for him. Tommy Pham found a new Pham after getting dealt away by the Cardinals. Joey Votto, oh Canada. Willie Adames. I think he's going to be an underrated rookie in this year's stuff. He might be one to hold on to, because if he ends up with some blow-up potential a few years down the line, people are going to be looking for his stuff. That's a good one to get cheap and hoard it and see what happens in a few years. Ray's got a lot of bright spots going on, too. There's Giancarlo Stanton. That is a short print, code number 30. So Yankees with a short print, Giancarlo Stanton. Well, gold, Stephen Piscotty, 1303 out of 2018. You got Aroldis Chapman. So cards like this, they're not hit cards, they're not significantly low numbered. Angels are going to get it first. You start from the left and the top and work your way across and down. If another one comes up, the next one will go to the Mariners. That's how we work those cards out. Lewis Brinson, key part of that trade for Yelich. Ronald Acuna Jr. with the throwback card, the 83 throwback. Your National League Rookie of the Year, and the guy that everybody wants to buy right now. Here's a Dames. Ohtani. So we'll be talking about MVP candidates later in the week, and we'll give a good breakdown on them. Again, the Yankees with 2 finalists, and you know sometimes that hurts their chances. Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar both had some arguments. Injury might have set Torres back a little bit, but the hype is still there. There's Tim Raines. Expos uniform obviously would go to the Nationals. J.D. Martinez, not a finalist. George Springer. Austin Meadows, still a rookie card on his new team with the Rays. Again, a Dames, Meadows, Bowers, Honeywell. Fear, not the Walking Dead. Fear the Tampa Bay Rays. All right, they used to be the Devil Rays. That was a little more fearsome sounding. But fear the Rays. They're a big team on the move right now. Tampa Bay.
Oh, they're still around?
They're still around. You never notice. I mean, they won over 90 games and didn't make the playoffs.
Is that a lot?
That is a lot. That's a good amount.
Why did they make the playoffs?
Because they're in the toughest division in baseball.
And they was the Yankees?
Yep.
Those Yankees are always stealing everyone's thunder.
I know. And the Red Sox. And the Blue Jays got some things to look forward to, too. Alright, let's see if we can do this in one more stack. Might need a short stack afterwards. I don't know, you tell me. You're watching something interesting, is that it? Or something more interesting than the Giants? It is 2017. So the 49ers, with 4:15 to go. Yep, they're one with them, and the Brewers are like the front runners in bullpenning. And Blake Snell, still a Cy Young worthy guy. Look out, Rays. So this is where things get interesting. Yeah, Meadows is a good one, especially since a lot of Pirates fans probably dumped him after the trade. He's another one to stock up on. Now, he did have rookie cards that got released earlier in the year, you know, midpoint. So he's not going to be as scarce as a guy like a Dames, but most of them will be in a Pirates uniform. So there's going to be some appeal to these update ones for him as well. So with 2 minutes left in a game, Eli Manning has a history of being one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in this era right now. 3rd and 3 with 2:57 left according to the last update I got here. Can the Giants come back and, in my opinion, upset the 49ers? Again, 49ers only have 2 wins, but their losses have been more impressive. Oh, 4th and 3. Oh. Does Saquon Barkley get the ball here? Of course, incomplete pass by Eli Manning. See, there's not 2 minutes left. It's 2:14. They kicked the field goal, and it was good. So it's 20-20. We might be going to overtime. And what would be more pathetic for this game than a tie? Seriously. All right, here we go. So again, our opening box here. This gave us an opportunity to try to sell some more teams. Johnny Cueto and Reese Hoskins. Cueto a blue parallel. Not numbered, but it's a little scarcer. We've got sports news that we're talking about. We still have one more thing on the board to go over. Really half of a thing. And that's the American League Rookie of the Year. And our thoughts on that. Byron Buxton. We'll try to get that basketball break going. David Bote, Gleyber Torres. Again, we do have a 3-box basketball break that we're trying to get in. Noir is the feature box. It's 129 for a random division, 2 for 249. It's also a Crown Royale and Optic Fast Break. Didi Gregorius is going to have some recovery time ahead of him. What's he going to be expected to miss? The first half of the season, pretty much? Mookie Betts. Ian Kinsler with the negative. Again, when it comes to tops, a negative is always a positive. A little bit of a scarcer insert. So, Ian Kinsler for the world champion Red Sox. And there's Stanton. So again, in comparison, all right, the short print and the base card. Alex Bregman, 826 out of 2018. Who might never come back if Manny signs? Which team are we talking about here? I know there's some lag sometimes, so we'll hit the rewind button in a minute. Jackie Robinson. Ozzy Albies, Bryce Baby. You think the Yankees are going after Machado? I think the Phillies are more likely to go after him than the Yankees. I know the Yankees are exploring their options, but I think they want to keep the payroll down, and I think they like what they have. And they have more talent developing in the minor leagues too. They're not done yet. Sam Gaviglio, 966 out of 2018. Jackie Robinson. Only thing the Yankees don't really need is an outfielder. Maybe if they can shed some payroll. I mean, I don't know why they signed Brett Gardner for another year. But I guess he's an insurance policy for injury. I don't know. Shane Bieber. McCutchen. Tyler O'Neill. Here come the judge. Joey Lucchesi. Satchel Paige. Brett Phillips. Miss having him pop up on our broadcast sometimes. Austin Meadows, flashback. No, I mean because it's an 83 tops, not flashing back to the Pirates. And there's Juan Soto, rookie debut, and that is a wrap. Zach Kozar closes that out. So, I don't know. Do you really think that the Yankees want to sign a guy who doesn't hustle? I mean, what do we hear about Yoenis Cespedes and the Mets, you know? He's a good distraction for the back page of the Daily News. People can gripe and moan about him. All right, baseball time. So this is our first look at TriStar Series 10 in a break. I think this one could be randomed off between a bunch of teams. Hold on a second. Did we ever get any comments on Periscope? Maybe not. I don't see any. Ever. Alright. Again, a retired player has to have played for a team for parts of 3 seasons in order for it to qualify for them. So that would mean the White Sox do not qualify, as this 5-time All-Star and 1977 NL MVP only played half a season for them. Led the league in home runs 2 times, RBIs 3 times. Basically from like 1976 to 1979, this was the guy. Part of the Big Red Machine from 71 to 81 after breaking in with the Giants in 69 to 71, and a New York Met from 82 to 86. So Giants, Reds, and Mets would be part of the random here. George Foster, and that is not Australian for beer. So 5-time All-Star, George Foster. I think I got stuck with 2 of the 3 teams. Going to be baseball numero uno here. Let's go through a Stars and Stripes box real quick and rip out 5 quick hits. Again, our standard situation for this as well. If it is somebody who didn't sign but was drafted, it would end up going to the team that drafted them. All right. Otherwise, it goes to current team. And there's very few, but there are a couple of retired players where our typical guidelines would apply as well. And then for those who have never been drafted, they would get randomed off to any teams that end up skunking in this. Okay, that's what we usually do with the Stars and Stripes, the Team USA stuff. Is it almost becomes a skunk bonus if they're like, for example, a 15U player, all right, and they're like in, they got middle schoolers and toddlers in some of these sets nowadays. All right, oh, that's a good one right there. That guy got drafted. So you get some cool possibilities in these sets. Just before their Elite Extra Edition or their Bowman Draft and all that stuff come out. Alright, so we're going to have a little fun with this. I'm going to pull up the baseball cube. When it comes to prospects, this is the site I go to find out information. I think I know who this first hit's going to go to. Okay, maybe not. So again, Brandon Dieter, Evan White. You got Mason Wynn, numbered 60 out of 99. And Collegiate National Team, numbered 14 out of 499. Oh, that's why I typed the first name wrong. Hold on. There we go. This individual was a 4th-round pick by the Toronto Blue Jays, Sean Weimer. So Blue Jays with a hit. Sean Weimer, numbered to 499. Hans Kraus with the longevity parallel. See, Griffey. Could be a cool one to get. Brendan McKay. And number 188 out of 299, Brandon Dieter. Let's see. Looks like Dieter. Something I need to start becoming again. So Brandon Dieter, 18U national team. I can't find him on here. I'll do a little more research. Sometimes they don't always pop up. But as of right now, I can't find any info on a team for him. And being 18U, not necessarily drafted. So he'll just be a question mark for now. Not yet, but it's super early. We haven't even touched triple threads yet. So Andrew Vaughn. And again, with all the international free agents in the Rookie of the Year voting this year, you're not going to see too many Rookie of the Year candidates come out of here. 12 out of 39. Gold ink silhouette. Ethan Hearn. Ethan Hearn. Alright, you just jumped in. I'll allow it. You got it. You didn't see what got hit before. So, Dan, I'll put you down for the Indians. Plus, you had asked about them before and dropped them, and I don't want to see you miss out. So, it should go to you as a courtesy. Alright. I don't have any info, and he's 17U. So, you know, if he graduated early from high school, like Bryce Harper did, but no. If you were coming out of Dominican, he'd probably already be in the Arizona Fall League, but This will probably be a skunk bonus one because he's a little younger too. Jeremy Ironman. Steel Walker. Texas Ranger. Now, 489 out of 499. I do believe he is a drafted guy. He might have even... Let's see here. Steel Walker, second rounder for the White Sox this year. So, played for Oklahoma. And he had a little bit of time with the Kannapolis Intimidators. Didn't get to watch them play. They're in the South Atlantic League, I believe. Yeah, they're with the Blue Claws. Not too impressive. 186 batting average. But he did get a few extra base hits. So, too soon to tell. Arizona Fall League numbers, 4 games. He batted .455. That's a little more impressive, but he did only play in 4 games. But I think he got just as many hits in his stand otherwise. So, White Sox. Got Joseph Menifee, Kyle Wright, Nick Sprengel, Nelson Berkwich, Tyler Frank, Keston Hura, and check this out, 2 out of 89. 2 out of 89. Casey Mize. That's a nice one right there. So Casey Mize was taken first overall by the Detroit Tigers. Played for Auburn. Trying to see if he played at all this year. His minor league totals, again, only 5 games. 3.95 ERA, 0-1. Struck out 14 and 13 2/3. Only walked 3. So not a lot to go by. But you don't get picked first overall if you didn't do something impressive. So Casey Mize, that is going to Los Tigres. Again, this year's number 1 overall pick. So when you're opening a product like Stars and Stripes, that's the kind of stuff you want to see. And with the Tigers being a generally cheap team, it's also a nice little surprise in there. Joshua Hartle. And that's going to close out the first Stars and Stripes box. Let's get to some triple threads. What do you guys say? Let's do 3 boxes and then we'll open up a baseball. We'll open up the other Stars and Stripes. And then we'll run it home with the last baseball and some more triple threads. So again, we have another 9-box inner that we're looking to bring in here. I've been dying to open these. This is one of those sets where when this is sitting in the house just kind of taunting me, it's tough. Yeah. Probably more than halfway through it though. Most of the cards come out of the first box. And that's just so everybody gets some, because that's our philosophy here. If you're paying me for something, you should get something. Mini box numero 1. So each mini box is going to have 1 auto and 1 relic. Each master box is going to have some sort of a triple, whether it's a single player triple relic or a triple player relic, if I'm not mistaken. And then every case gets either a 101 or a whatchamacallit, a 1 of 1 or a triple auto. So, do I donate commons to anyone or any group? I've donated commons before of mine, but obviously, you know, unless somebody tells me they don't want their base cards, I always ship them. So, but, I mean, I've donated them to churches. Shoot, I give them away at Halloween, you know, and they go just as well as the candy. Especially when I put in the Prism football cards this year. Kids like that. So, yeah, I do donate some stuff. I give stuff out at shows to kids sometimes, you know. I throw in stuff as freebies when they're buying something else. You know, I try to do, you know, again, it's very important that the kids in this hobby, you know, have a good time with it. Otherwise, who's going to buy our cards when we're old men? So this year, new look for triple threads. You got that nice little foil touch there. Really makes the cards pop this year. And we're going to start things off with Barry Larkin. H to the Izzo, Anthony Rizzo. Yu Darvish. Cubs aplenty. How about Kyle Schwarber? 135 out of 259. Or Xander Bogaerts, 36 out of 99. '23 out of 36 for the Twins, Miguel Sano. And numbered 13 out of 18, now for sale. The former MVP, Barry Larkin for the Reds. Barry Larkin for the Reds. Again, triple threads is the type of set where all teams got something. You got it, Dan. We talk. You and those Ohio players, you know? Okay. Got a redemption card coming up. Andrew McCutchen, pre-Yankee trade on the Giants there. Adrian Beltre, Greg Maddux, Luis Severino, 20 out of 199. Bob Gibson, 80 out of 299. Numbered 1 out of 36 for the Red Sox, a legend, Pedro Martinez. Single jumbo relic emerald parallel. I forget what the emeralds go to. Are they the ones? Are they the base ones at 36? I don't know. So triple threads, autograph, single jumbo relic, emerald parallel. Trevor Story for the Rockies. I think that's now for sale too, isn't it? Trevor Story for the Rockies. I agree, I like the Larkin a lot. But not so much I wouldn't part with it, because it's not Cal Ripken Jr. And I don't have the Orioles. Alright, next pair of mini boxes here. Again, we have a pretty good history with our past triple thread breaks. And let's face it, it's tough to get a bad case. Let's see what we got here. All right. Another redemption card. Ted Williams, the Splendid Splinter. Chipper Jones. And Adam Jones. And while we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, Steven Strasburg, 291 out of 299. And the Big Hurt, 108 out of 259. Numbered 5 out of 27 for the Cardinals, Adam Wainwright. Triple Threads Autograph Relic Combo Card. These are better than pizza combos, jalapeno cheddar combos, or any of that stuff. Combo card, Javier Baez, Addison Russell, Kyle Schwarber. So a triple autograph. Looks like it's numbered to 36 probably. For the Cubs. Baez, Russell, and Schwarber. So Cubbies with a triple hit. Gale Anderson has the Cubbies. All right. John Smoltz, Will Myers, Charlie Blackmon, Big Poppy, 73 out of 259, and it's rainbow time on Thomas, 69 out of 199. And the two hits. First off, 60 out of 75. Cy Young candidate Blake Snell. And numbered 11 out of 27. Cardinals trio of Carlos Martinez, Alex Reyes, and Yadier Molina. Now for sale. Alright, we'll do one more box before we go back over and do a baseball real quick. Again, if anybody's into basketball, we got some nice high-end stuff. And we got a random division break featuring Noir. Could be a fun one. Don't miss out. 129 for a random division. Oh my goodness. This next hit is going to be not just beautiful, it's going to be majestic. Got Adam Jones, Luis Severino, Jose Altuve, Babe Ruth, 252 out of 299, Steven Strasburg, 258 out of 259, Target stopped selling cards? Like your local Target or in general? Because don't they have the exclusive for like Topps Update Chrome? Number 2 out of 18. H to the Izzo, Anthony Rizzo. 2 out of 18. And then 1 of 1. Adam Duvall. Majestic patch. Player's alright, but the patch is what's really cool. That and it's 1 of 1, red parallel. Adam Duvall for the Reds, now for sale. I would find it hard to believe with their exclusives that they as a whole would drop it, but I do know that there are stores in the past that have dropped it. Other ones have put them in a special place. So it could be the store manager or the category manager for that department. They cut. I don't know. I think it's like Walmart where the vendor fills the orders for it. I think, but I would assume that they would have to at least fulfill really all gift cards. Stupid. That's kind of cool. A lot of the small market teams coming out today. Let's see. Yeah, I know a lot of them have moved them. Okay, welcome back. So we got Ripken, Felix, Pedroia, Conforto, 143 out of 299. Yeah, I've heard of individual stores choosing not to do it anymore. Sandy Koufax, 192 out of 259. And then the hits here, 1 out of 18, Will Myers for the Padres. And 41 out of 75. I like these like glossy ones that they have here. Josh Hader, Brewers. So Josh Hader. Alright, so we still got 6 boxes of triple threads left to go, but let's knock out the rest of these, and then we'll hammer it home with some more triple threads. So next baseball, we got here a former Rookie of the Year. An 8-time All-Star, 3-time batting average champion, a 3-time batting champion with a 304 career batting average. I think he only qualifies at one team. Yep, played his entire 15-year career with the Minnesota Twins. This ball has a Rookie of the Year 1964 inscription. Tony Oliva. There you go. So even if the Twinkies only get that Sano out of triple threads, they got a baseball. That's why we like to throw in the extra stuff. And if they get more, they'll be even happier. So Tony Oliva for the Twins is the next baseball. Here's the other box of Stars and Stripes again. You know, it's a sleeper set. It's not the main event. But sometimes we pull stuff that's pretty decent out of this. And we've already pulled #1 overall draft pick in the 2018 draft, Casey Mize. Let's see if we can't get anybody else decent out of box #2 for these. Okay. I don't know who that is. Uh-oh. That's a little too close to call. Do you have anybody else running tonight, Dan? Otherwise, you're going to have to hope that he gets drilled for a loss. That's a decent prospect right there. Okay. That's another one of those. And got a little green ink coming up. Let's see. Not sure if he got drafted. Wow. Did they go to overtime? Alright, yeah, this guy was a first rounder. Another first rounder coming up in Stars and Stripes. I think we might have 2 in this stack. So, Hazley. JT Ginn, 298 out of 299. For the Dodgers, he was the 30th overall pick. Not really any stats on him here. So, but he was drafted out of high school. I don't know if he signed, though. He may have opted not to sign. I don't know. I don't see any information on him. But he goes to the Dodgers again, first rounder. I'm assuming that he signed. Usually if you get picked in the first round, you're all good. Of course he does. He's playing the Giants. 2 minutes left. Oh my gosh, if that game ends up a tie, that's awful. Awful. Grant Koch. Wasn't he the mayor of New York once? That was Ed Koch. Steele Walker again, 486 out of 499. What did I say he was? A Blue Jay draft pick? I forget. I won't look him up again, but I think he was a Blue Jay. Evan White. Oh, the Giants hit a field goal? Great. I didn't want to see that. So we got the Big Hurt, numbered 79 out of 99. And 18U, 274 out of 499. Landon Marceau. So let's see if he got drafted. Landon Marceau. White Sox. Okay, my bad. White Sox. So Landon Marceau was drafted in the 37th round by the New York Yankees. New York Yankees, Landon Marceau. Brandon Dieter. '21 out of 25. 17U developmental team, so this will be probably in the skunk pile. Nolan Crisp. I don't think any relation to Coco Crisp, but Nolan Crisp. And Patrick Raby. Kumar Rocker. Pitching prospect with some possibilities. 243 out of 299. For a while, it was seen possibly that he would be the top pitching prospect drafted. I think his draft stock kind of fell, though. Trying to remember where exactly he got drafted. It might have even been all the way down in the second round. So, oh no, I'm sorry, 38th round. So he was drafted 38th round by the Colorado Rockies. So I don't know what happened to his draft stock. I know that when the Leaf sets came out early in the year, he was like on the cover of some of the boxes of those Leaf Perfect Game. And again, I don't know if he got injured or what happened, but Kumar Rocker still ended up getting drafted again, 38th round by the Rockies out of high school. So I don't know if he opted to go to college or if he signed. There's no further information. I don't see. Usually a lot of times they'll tell what like their signing bonus was on this site and whatnot. So, and that's a wrap for any card not with the Triple Threads logo on it in this break. Got one more baseball. So a couple decent ones. George Foster, Tony Oliva. 4-year commitment to Vanderbilt. I had a feeling he went college route. Going to improve his draft stock. Okay. This one will probably go to a random. Where's the... 3-time All-Star, which is kind of surprising since he was a 2-time MVP. In his 16-year career. Alright, we're going to go over teams that he did not qualify for. He did not qualify as a Tiger. Played 1 year for them. Did not qualify as an Indian. He had two 1-year stints with them. Does not qualify as a Royal. He had 1 year played with them. But he played the majority of his career in mostly one stint. He did play for 2 years in a second stint. So this one is going to go outright to the Texas Rangers. Juan Gonzalez. Again, only a 3-time All-Star, but a 6-time Silver Slugger Award winner. 2-time MVP, and he was a 1-time league leader in RBIs as well. But not one of the year he led the league in home runs. So Rangers, Juan Gonzalez. That's the last baseball. So now we got 6, count them, 6 boxes of Triple Threads. We're just going to go right through them. And then we'll talk, we'll do our hit recap. We'll talk AL Rookie of the Year for a few minutes. And we'll see if we can't get the basketball break going. If not, it's a small break. We can put it on the board for tomorrow. There was some interest in it. So let me see if there was further comments on that. Let's see. I don't see it. I thought there was a notification that popped up. But I could be wrong. Maybe not. Alright. On the Angels, what was he, like a spring training signing that didn't play in the regular season? Or do you mean the... Oh, okay. I was going to say. Yeah, Canseco. Another one. We know Canseco was on the juice. Alright, here we go. Next box of threads. So we got Bregman, Jeter, and Johnny Bench. Noah Syndergaard, 179 out of 199. Clayton Kershaw, 215 out of 299. 27 out of 27, Red Sox, David Price. A much better spin on his Red Sox tenure this year than before. And 13 out of 99, Cardinals, Jack Flaherty. So Jack Flaherty and David Price, couple pitchers. Our next couple hits. So let's see if we get some sluggers in the next one. Mr. Sticky Hands, yes. I got a couple thick ones here. Let's see. That is cool. Alright, low numbered, and that's alright. Alright, next up, Verlander, Ted Williams, Chipper Jones, Babe Ruth, 61 out of 99. Mike Trout, 192 out of 299. Number 27 out of 50. METS, Mets, Michael Conforto. I like the relic better. Got a little patchwork coming up. Numbered 5 out of 9. Altuve, Correa, and Verlander. Astros with the triple. And some patchwork to boot on there. So again, Altuve, Correa, and Verlander with the triple patch card. Even the Verlander's a patch, but it's a mono. It's one color. Alright, still got a few boxes left here. Plenty of hits to dole out. Giants don't go and win this game. Don't do it. You are competing with the Raiders for the #1 spot. Sevi, Altuve, Roger Maris, Chris Davis, 212 out of 259. Giancarlo Stanton, 38 out of 99.
Giants have a chance.
37 out of 50, Mitch Haniger for the Mariners. And 15 out of 18, Red Sox, Craig Kimbrell. Go Niners.
Oh man, what a way to end the game. Oh, that was amazing.
Well, at least that'll help my fantasy.
Huh?
At least that'll help my fantasy.
They scored a touchdown with a minute left. It was down by 3.
That's cool.
Threw it to a person on his own team.
And how much time was left on the clock? What's that? Okay, that's when Eli Manning's at his best. Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, I bet you see some of that kind of stuff in a ball someday.
I don't know. Mariano Rivera, Corey Kluber, and Marcus Stroman.
Eli looks like he's
Ernie Banks, 20 out of 99. Eli looks like he needs to sit. Chris Sale, yeah, to 178 out of 299. Cardinals with the next hit, 6 out of 99, Tommy Pham. And 11 out of 36, Clayton Kershaw.
They just said he can still play quarterback, but only with a lot of help.
They ain't got help. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this thing. We had a silver pack here. Hold on. Get this out of the way. So we got Frank Thomas, Mike Soroka, Randy Johnson, and Miles Mikolas. All right, 4 more triple threads. What was my top recommended team when we went to video? They generally do kill it in the high-end stuff.
Did you get your own stuff?
Although I am surprised the Mets are not getting a ton of hits. Usually it's more quantity than quality, but... Reds aren't doing too bad in this one either. Semi-surprised by that. But again, they usually carry good names too.
Wow, that's a lot of grass stuff. Wow. Yeah.
Nelson Cruz, Kyle Schwarber, Sandy Koufax, Ryan Braun, number 21 out of 50. That's low enough number. We'll give that a little 1 cent love right now. Cubs got a triple auto. And the Astros have a nice triple patch. And you'll see them all during the hit recap. Masahiro Tanaka, 267 out of 299. And then 36 out of 99, Mets, Ahmed Rosario. That'll be for sale. And 7 out of 27, Buster Posey for the Giants. Throw him off. That's what it says. Seven out of 27, Buster Posey for the Giants. We got another triple auto. There's 2 in this one. There's 2 in here. They fall 1 per case, but we got 2. I guess because 1 was a redemption, maybe it didn't register. So we got another triple auto. We got Randy Johnson, Starling Marte, Ty Cobb.
Is that their regular quarterback?
John Smoltz, no. 132 out of 259.
He looks like this as well.
He's a younger guy.
He's a backup.
He's the backup to the backup.
Where's the regular?
Injured. And the backup was injured. This guy got a start and he did phenomenal, so he got to play again. 51 out of 199, Ryan Sandberg. All right, we got 2 really nice cards coming up here. 9 out of 9 with a really cool patch.
They got 1 second left, and they are 20
Marcus Stroman.
away. They could score a touchdown.
So what's the score?
27-23. So you have to go for
49ers, come on! And here's the triple auto. Oh boy. 12 out of 18 says Emerald. So Emerald's out of 18. METS, Mets. This one's now for sale too. Jacob deGrom, who could be this year's Cy Young Award winner. Noah Syndergaard. And Michael Conforto. Triple auto for the Mets. I'll do it this way. Triple auto for the Mets as well as the Cubs in this one. And I like that Stroman patch. Definitely a specialty patch. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to research that.
Oh, he overthrew it.
Damn.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, flag on the play. Get him closer.
That's insane.
As long as Breida doesn't score the touchdown, because I don't want Dan to.
It was on the offense.
It was on the offense.
The Giants actually won a game.
Damn.
You didn't want them to win?
No, I want them to draft the best quarterback.
What's that, their second win of the season?
Yes! Now the Raiders got it on lock. Raiders ain't winning any more games this year.
I think their quarterbacks did a pretty darn good job, though. Their third win. Please, you guys are switching jerseys.
Oh, they do that sometimes. They trade gamers.
Stop. Team?
Yeah. Ryan Sandberg,
Why?
Ichiro, some guys collect them. And it's a sign of respect.
Then you gotta get a new jersey.
Roberto Clemente, they get a new one every game anyway. 183 out of 199.
Why?
Because they do. Noah Syndergaard,
That seems like a waste of money.
14 out of 50. If you're a real football player, you better have some grass stains.
They don't want to do the laundry?
It won't come out.
What?
It won't come out.
They won't?
Shouldn't. 13 out of 75. Another one for the Reds. Reds raking. Jesse Winker.
Play football?
What's that?
We have a son. You let him play football?
I would. I don't know if I'd be able to afford all the new stuff that you have to buy, but
What's a good thing around his son?
5 out of 36. Chris Sale. Probably be cheaper than Dance. I guess it depends on which kid. If Gabby was Gabriel, then
It's not my fault. Your kids are so athletic.
got that right. I mean,
Except for me, they can play anything.
I don't mind giving Kyle Lauletta a chance, but he's got to let this legal stuff kind of calm down first. Got another redemption card.
I missed the end of my show. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, I like that. So Kyle Lauletta is going to have to wait a few weeks if he's going to get a chance, especially after Eli actually wins a game. Lindor, Votto, and Mookie Betts.
Are you on your first break or your second?
Masahiro Tanaka, 91 out of 99. First break. Second one might not happen. Not sure yet. Oops, the redemption card came out with that. Well, let's see how good you are reading upside down. Carlos Correa, 106 out of 299. We got Cardinals, again, 3 out of 36, Adam Wainwright. And then triple thread, single jumbo relic, Alex Bregman of the Astros.
What does AMC stand for?
What's that? American Movie Classics. They didn't always have original programming. It used to be all old movies all the time.
Say 8.
2 boxes still left of triple threads. So still 4 hits left to come. Really? Oh. So we got Nolan Ryan, Ryan Braun, Hank Aaron, Carlos Correa, 81 out of 259, Jose Altuve, 13 out of 199. Numbered 1 of 9, Adrian Beltre, rolling doubles. And 3 out of 50, that's the second Adam Duvall auto. Not as cool as the 1 of 1. So Adam Duvall again. The red teams are rolling. Reds and Cardinals. And interesting choice there. Oh, that's cool. So we got Clemente, Syndergaard, and Byron Buxton. Greinke, 45 out of 299. Nelson Cruz, 64 out of 259. Interesting choice of teams for this one. 4 out of 9. Tom Glavine as a New York Met. Tom Glavine as a New York Met. 3 out of 3. Check this Carlos Correa patch out. Carlos Correa, 3 of 3 with a sweet patch to boot. Blue parallel. Astros doing all right this one. Mets doing all right too. It's usually not a surprise. I do believe I said Mets get a lot of hits. It's usually quantity over quality, but we've gotten some quality ones too. It's not all Dominic Smith. All right. One more box. One more box of triple threads. I want to see at least one of the big rookies. Or a Monster Hall of Famer. Booklet, something. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, I can't hear it, so that's always a plus. No. I don't know. After hitting a Babe Ruth auto, I think law of averages says you're due for a few rough ones. Roger Maris, Chris Davis, Frank Thomas, Edwin Encarnacion, 176 out of 259. Nelson Cruz, 124 out of 199. Well, maybe this will help you out a little bit. So we got 6 out of 36 for the Nationals, Max Scherzer. And numbered 14 out of 50 for the Phillies, Scott Kingery. So Phillies, 14 out of 50, Scott Kingery. All right, last mini box.
Join me in the most influential voices in the history of
Got Addison Russell, Ozzie Smith, JD Martinez, Byron Buxton, 90 out of 199. Freddie Freeman, 287 out of 299. .26 out of 36, Trevor Story for the Rockies. And Trevor Story again, that's his third hit this break. Base rookies and future phenoms, autograph relic. Trevor Story again.
I have something to tell you.
You have a story for me? No? All right, so the baseballs. It would just get pushed, yeah. So I didn't know if triple threads was going to happen. I do have somebody who's interested in basketball, so I got to follow up with that. I can't see any comments. I thought a notification showed up with them commenting on it, and then I don't see it anymore, which, you know, is part of the problem with Facebook here. So it could just get pushed since we ended up doing triple threads. Honestly, I was just going to run it anyway if triple threads didn't end up happening. But I don't know. We still have a little bit to talk about. Well, you got to go a few months back. So here's our hit recap. All right. So it was a few months back. I don't remember when. Baseballs were Juan Gonzalez. That goes to the Rangers. Tony Oliva goes to the Twins. And then we'll have to do a random for the other baseball, which was, wow, why am I drawing a blank? George Foster was the other baseball. So Rockies to 36, Trevor Story. Dodgers to 36, Clayton Kershaw. Mariners to 50, Mitch Haniger. Red Sox to 18, Craig Kimbrell. Mets to 50, Michael Conforto. David Price to 27, Red Sox. Number to 99, Jack Flaherty, Cardinals. Kumar Rocker, I believe, was he the Rockies? Let me look here. Yes, Kumar Rocker, Colorado Rockies, number to 299. Landon Marceau, I believe, was the Yankees, right? Let me see. Go back. Yeah, Landon Marceau, Yankees. Steele Walker, number to 499, and I forget who he was, so I'm going to look him up real quick. White Sox, right? Yeah, White Sox, second rounder. JT Ginn, first rounder for the Dodgers, number to 299 with the green ink. Brewers, Josh Hader, number to 75. 1 of 18, Will Myers for the Padres. Cubs, numbered to 18, Anthony Rizzo. Rockies, Trevor Story with the relic auto. Number to 36, Nationals, Max Scherzer. Number to 50, Scott Kingery. Let's see here. 1 of 9, Rangers, Adrian Beltre. Rays to 75, Blake Snell. Cardinals to 27, Martinez, Reyes, and Molina. Also, Cardinals to 27, Adam Wainwright. And Trevor Story with the Emerald parallel. So single jumbo relic. So that's numbered to 50. Like this Adam Duvall single jumbo relic Emerald parallel for the Reds. Wainwright again to 36 for the Cardinals. Another Red Sox hit to 36, Chris Sale. A lot of relics. Not really a lot of ink, though, for the Red Sox. Another one, 1 of 36, Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox. Miguel Sano to 36 for the Twins. Number to 75 for the Reds, Jesse Winker. Number to 27, Giants, Buster Posey. Mets to 99, Ahmed Rosario with the 2 stripes. Cardinals to 99, Tommy Pham. There's the other Steel Walker to 499 for the, are those like close in sequence? Yeah, I'm curious here. White Sox prospect Steel Walker. 486 and 489. We almost got like sequential. That would be cool. I forget who drafted him. Brandon Dieter. Might have been nobody. Might have been one we didn't find. Yeah, couldn't find Dieter. Sean Weimer, Blue Jays to 499. Reds, All-Star Relic, Eugenio Suarez. And then let's see, we're narrowing it down for hit of the night candidates here. What do we got in my hand? Well, this one's going to just miss. Number to 89, Casey Mize, number 1 overall draft pick by the Tigers. Cool thing for Stars and Stripes, but comparing it to Triple Threads is kind of a no contest thing. And then the Astros, as a unit, did well, but I don't know if any individual card. This one's probably the closest. 3 of 3 Correa. Very cool patch there. Then you got the number to 9, Altuve, Correa, and Verlander. Also very cool. And then the Jumbo Relic Auto of Alex Bregman. I think they just missed the mark. So here we go. I got my top 6 here. This gets cool points for the patch. A unique patch. Marcus Stroman. Is that a Memoriam patch? I can't tell. 9 of 9. Marcus Stroman. Or you can go with the Cubs redemption. Baez, Russell, Schwarber, triple auto. Well, we got 2 triple autos and a 1 of 1. Not necessarily any of the sexy cards out there. You know, no Acuna or Ohtani. But we did get 2 triples and a 1 of 1. Now not a Memorial patch. 13 out of 18, Barry Larkin. Got a pinstripe there, too. Barry Larkin, numbered to 18. Tom Glavine, numbered to 9. I think the one detracting factor is it really wasn't much of a Met. Always see him as a Brave. So Tom Glavine, numbered to 9. Or how about numbered to 18, Mets triple auto, DeGrom, Syndergaard, Conforto. That's nice. All of them nicely signed, too. I think this one's definitely a grader, too. And 1 of 1, Majestic patch, Adam Duvall. Love Majestic patches. They're so majestic. So what do we think hit of the night is? And while we're discussing that, we'll get set to talk Let's see. Talk about AL Rookie of the Year. And Donruss Siggs. So we got 1 vote for Larkin. Again, a little bit more show to go. And question mark is, will we have the 3-box basketball break? So again, Optic fast break, a Crown Royale box. Where'd the Kingery go? That was like in the beginning, right? Of the recap. Looking for green. Here it is. So Kingery numbered to 50. Got to vote for the Cubs triple auto. For the from the White Sox fan too. That's a nice vote. No, I had somebody who might have had some interest in it, so I think we might just push that to tomorrow, since we're getting close to midnight anyway. If Triple Threads didn't run tonight, I was going to just run it anyway, because first night with the new format, we had to break something. So we got a vote for Larkin and a vote for the Cubs triple auto. Again, Crown Royale and Noir. Does this look familiar? And then we added that fast break box later on. 129 for one division, 2 for 249. And I do want to try to move a couple spots, because I already got quite a few hits out of this break. You knew it was going to happen, though. We're going to talk about that right now, actually. AL Rookie of the Year. So we'll kill this logo here. Alright. Very interesting race. It really wasn't much of one. Alright. So, gotta love this. Ryan Yarborough gets 1 third place vote. Daniel Palka gets a 3rd place vote. Joey Wendell of the Rays, 3 2nd place votes. 3! Alright? So they don't like the Yankees, I guess. 3 2nd place votes. 8 3rd place votes. He got 17 points. He was only 8 behind number 3. So it was almost not even 2 Yankees there. What the heck did Joey Wendell do to get that many votes? Well, so Joey Wendell for the Cleveland Indians. He was a 6th round pick in 2012. This is his age 27 season. So he was originally drafted by the Indians. Did not make it with them. Ended up getting a cup of coffee with the A's in 2016. This is his 3rd year up. 3rd year up. Probably for his defense. So 28 games for the A's in 16. He played 8 last year for them. He did well offensively, too, in some respect, though. You got to remember, he is going to be looked at as a second baseman. All right, so he's, even though second basemen have been getting some crazy numbers lately, the general rule of thumb is not as much as expected offensively from second baseman and shortstops, middle infield positions. In 139 games, the Rays this year, 7 home runs, 33 doubles. That's respectable. 16 steals, 7 home runs, 6 triples, 300 average. Again, not really impressed with the on-base percentage. Slugged .435, OPS .789. So, respectable. His fielding statistics, most of his games were at second base. He did play a whole bunch. They like diversity now. He played some third, some outfield, and some shortstop. At second base, his fielding percentage was .989. Only 4 errors. So, all in all, not bad. And in the minor leagues, at AAA at second base, .979. So he actually played above expectations a little bit. So in 340 games in the minors, 35 errors. So good season for him, defensively and offensively.
Can you remember to put the dishwasher on?
No, but I might. So now let's go to the top 3. Gleyber Torres had 3 second place votes and 16 third place votes. 25 points, 8 above. That shocks me. I thought it doesn't shock me. I guess I thought he'd have a few more points. I didn't think it would be that close. So third place went to Gleyber Torres, and like we said, injury. All right, there's a lot of hype behind him. All right, so the expectations were higher, and he produced a little bit lower, and injury was a big part of it. Still, overall, 123 games, 16 doubles, 24 homers, 271 average, 340 on base, fair enough, 480 slugging, and an 820 OPS. A good season, but not as good as the guy who got 5 first place votes, 20 second place votes, 4 third place votes, 89 points total, Miguel Andujar. There are a lot of people, most of them are from New York, there's a lot of people that thought Andujar was going to win the Rookie of the Year. All right. He was not a top 5 Yankee prospect. Forget about Major League Baseball overall, which Torres was for the last 3 years. He was not a top 5 Yankee prospect until this year. Had a real good season in the minor leagues last year. Comes up to the majors. 47 doubles. 27 home runs. 92 RBI. Now, he only walked 25 times. That's a little rough. But he only struck out 97. So he played a full season and only struck out 97 times. Close enough to a full season. 297 average, 527 slug, 855 OPS. But it's another Yankee that made him lose Rookie of the Year. And you say another Yankee made him lose Rookie of the Year. There's only 2 that were getting voted on. No, the Yankee that I'm talking about is Babe Ruth. All right. I'm going to pull up a particular set of numbers here. So Babe Ruth, in his rookie season, All right. And we won't count his first year because he only pitched a few games, only played a few games. But in 1915, he went 18-8 with a 2.44 ERA. And, you know, a little experiment. They let him hit some. He hit 4 home runs. The last year that he pitched, in 1919 for the Red Sox, he did pitch some more with the Yankees, but only got a few spot starts. All right, he only threw 5 games for the Yankees in the rest of his career. But the last year he was with the Red Sox, he went 9-5 with a 2.97 ERA. All right. But he also batted in 130 games and hit 29 home runs, 12 triples. Yeah, believe it or not, 12 triples. And 34 doubles with a 322 average and a 1.113 OPS. All right? So that's Babe Ruth's numbers. Since then, no player has either pitched 10 games, won 5 games, pitched, 50 innings, and still hit over 20 home runs. Not since Babe Ruth. You gotta take you can't look at him individually as one or the other. You have to take the sum of the whole. This is why everybody went crazy for Ohtani, collecting-wise. That and the fact that he's an import from Japan and they're probably shelling out big bucks for his cards. That helps too. But what is the big deal? Ohtani is played in his age 23 season. And he was already a veteran of 5 years in Japan. Maybe 6. He started playing when he was 18. Last year he was limited because of injury. And that might be something that kind of plagues him early on in his career here too. The pitching, he got shut down at the end of the year. Tommy John is a big question mark. Is it a matter of if or when? But he batted in 104 games, 326 at-bats, 21 doubles, 22 home runs, and 10 steals. All right, both Rookie of the Years were the only players, I think, to have over 20 home runs and 10 steals. So they're well-rounded. And I don't mean like in the Babe Ruth sense, because he was well-rounded too. Or me. But I only went 3 for 4 tonight. Although I did hit a sacrifice fly that drove in 2 runs. His batting average was .285, more than respectable. .361 on base percentage. Very respectable. .564 slugging, .925 OPS. Andujar was a good full-time hitter. I think a better full-time hitter than Ohtani. And that's where the argument lies. Now, Andujar also had another teammate on the ballot, and that hurts. Didn't hurt too much, though, because Torres really didn't get many second-place votes. But with 25 first-place votes, it is clear that the Baseball Writers of America felt that when you add in this to what I just read to you, all right, again, in 5 years in Japan, 42-15 record, all right, so he's got ace potential written all over him. He had 10 game starts this year, threw 51 and 2/3 inning, obviously an inning count for him, pitch count, and some injury issues. But he struck out 63. 4-2 record, 1.16 whip. Again, decent. 3.31 ERA. Again, decent. But the fact that he did both makes him better than Gleyber Torres. It's tough, but Andujar, a little bit better. All right, Shohei Ohtani is your American League Rookie of the Year. And for me, it would have been a tough decision. I think I might have voted for. I might have given Andujar the slight edge. And I'm saying that knowing what the results are now. But you have to be impressed with what Shohei Ohtani pulled off. All right, and that's adding to the fact that he's a TJ candidate, and he still did that well pitching, and he hit like a mini Mike Trout. All right, Mike Trout light. You missed the whole thing, Michael. So Shohei Ohtani, your American League Rookie of the Year. As far as winning the award, I don't think the prices are necessarily going to skyrocket on him, and I don't think it's going to drop on Andujar. Because I think Andujar's prices came in. I think he's undervalued, especially considering he's a Yankee. But with Ohtani, with the question marks on his pitching, with the Tommy John, his cards dropped a little bit. So winning Rookie of the Year is going to probably bump his prices up a little bit, at least short term. But then people are going to remember about the injury, and it's probably going to level him off. So I think hobby-wise, Acuna and Soto are going to be the hot ones over the winter. All right. Well, I don't think it's hype. He proved it. He had a higher OPS than Andujar. Again, sabermetrics nerds. They're going to look at this. All right, Andujar slugged 527, Ohtani 564. Andujar 855, Ohtani 925. Ohtani had to adjust to a new country league. All right, and he pitched, and he was a circus show. So I don't disagree with the Rookie of the Year voting at all. And Andujar's a defensive liability, yeah. Now, argument is Ohtani DHs. So Ohtani DHs too. But overall, looking at the sum of the whole, Shohei Ohtani, Rookie of the Year, I don't disagree with it. I see the argument for Andujar, but if you look at the numbers as a whole, Ohtani, overall, he's the better player. Didn't play for a playoff team. Never going to win an MVP with those kind of numbers. But for Rookie of the Year, I get it. So I'm looking for feedback. What do you think of the new format? Did this work out better for you? All right. Again, we're trying to boost things up a little bit. We have a break that we're planning on doing for tomorrow. And we just need like 6 more teams in order to do it. Well, you can watch from the beginning then. Stay awake longer. Come on. It's early. 8 boxes of Donruss Signature Series, 2 boxes of 17 Vertex, 2 boxes of 18 Donruss, and a Leaf autographed football jersey. Ravens are 28, Broncos are 55, Lions are 55, the Dolphins are 40, the Saints are 55, the Eagles are 85, the Chargers are 55, the Seahawks are 55, the Rams are 80, Bucks 28, Falcons 25, Panthers 40, Browns 28, Packers 55, Texans 60. The Colts are 50, the Jags are 40, the Raiders are 45, the Titans are 45, and the Redskins are 25. So let's get those last few teams that we need to make it official for tomorrow. And we'll look forward to ripping you a new one then. Again, our new format, we are scheduling a break that we hope is going to go that day. And then the other thing that we do is we schedule some topics of conversation. Tomorrow is going to be all about what happened this past week in football. And we'll talk a little bit about Manager of the Year because that's the next award. But open for conversation. MVP is our Thursday conversation. What, are you jumping ahead? No, we'll... I think Betts has a pretty good shot at it. You know, obviously the playoffs and World Series not supposed to count. But yeah, the Giants won. Man, they can't get anything right. They can't even get losing right. I'll probably rehash that a little bit tomorrow. So the 3-box basketball break did not happen because there is some interest in it. I was tempted to just do it anyway because it's been up there forever. And I don't know, when things don't sell, I've been hitting well. So why doesn't somebody take that away from me? Let's sell it out, and we'll give it another spin tomorrow. All right, I'll find out if we have that interest. So again, the 3-box basketball break did not happen tonight. So again, flexibility. All right, we're gonna have stuff planned out, but we're still gonna be flexible. The goal is to break 16 Donruss Signature Series. We got plenty of conversation topic to talk about, and then Wednesday and Thursday we have some easy ones. But we want to build up to Friday. We're looking at that 5-star case. And I want to do a Leaf vault again. Leaf is sending us another item. Yeah, I won't be saying that on the air, though. It's a family show. Okay? We try to keep it for the most part that day. And for Friday night breaks, we're going to do something we have never done before. So Thursday, we'll announce what we're planning on doing on Friday. All right? And hopefully we'll have the 2 breaks to do. Saturday, we'll do product reviews. All right? It's a good time of year to kind of do some end-of-year reviews, right? So we'll set something up in the product review department. And then product previews will be what we talk about Sunday. And I want to see that big break go. So let's get things going. And the goal is, you know, this Triple Threads break is now break number 6 in our November promotion. We want to get to 25. These other things fall into place, and we'll be at 12 by the 17th, and we'll have a good chance of getting that 25 by the end of the month. All right? Just like I would never call them the Pustriets. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Cheatriots, maybe. But we'll talk about their loss of titanic proportions tomorrow. So, anybody got anything for me? Again, we talked Stan Lee. We talked Giants versus 49ers. And we talked about the MLB Rookie of the Year. Anything else that we want to bring up before we close for the evening? Otherwise, we're looking to rip you a new one tomorrow. And again, definitely, give me some feedback. When you see the posts that I put up for topics of conversation, especially if you're on Twitter. I would prefer Twitter over Facebook if you're on Twitter. All right? Give me comments about the topic of conversation that you see. And again, we talked about this earlier. All right, I'm going to pull this up again. So follow us on Twitter at Marc-Down Breaks. And the newsletter is going to be a big thing. So go down to markdownentertainment.com and subscribe to our mailing list if you haven't already. We're going to come out with multiple newsletters a month. And again, we're not ditching Facebook, all right, because people were concerned where the video is going to show and this and that. We're not ditching Facebook. But we're looking to do a whole hell of a lot better. So we're looking to branch out. Again, we've been showing up on Periscope. Nobody talks there. Maybe with this format, maybe this will kind of fit Periscope a little bit better. All right? Because they like to see people ramble on about stuff. All right? And YouTube. This is, I think, a little more YouTube-ish content. I mean, my kids watch videos of kids playing with toys and doing stupid challenges, so guy talking about sports for a while, I guess, fits the bill too, right? Alright, so again, at Mark-Down Breaks on Twitter. So when you see us posting about our discussion topics, please retweet us. We need more followers. We're up to 85. But we have about 3,000 following us on Facebook. And they can't see us. So we want to get bigger on Twitter. We want to get bigger on YouTube. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. Absolutely. And I think that's a wrap. Should I get credits that roll? Executive producer, me. On-air talent, star of the show, me. Hit of the night, Barry Larkin. So again, let me know what you think about how we're doing things, and that's a wrap. So have a good night, everybody. Again, Triple Threads is in the books. The 3-box basketball gets pushed. And Donruss Signature Series 2016. Let's fill them up. Good night, everybody.